Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, this is going to be a two-day vlog right here. Well, yesterday I float tested it. I took everything down there and got it in the water. I figured out that the pumps are best if they're as far forward as they can be. I think I'm definitely going to put my inner tube in the back here and give it some extra flotation in the back. But with that being said, I think when the water hits the box and it has a little bit of down pressure on it, it's going to be sitting right, maybe even, I think it's going to tip past level just a little bit. You got to push down quite a bit to get down to the water level, so when it's running, I'd like to see it about right there. That's all right. If I start doing this number, well, and it seems to be balancing out pretty good. I am going to go ahead and float it with one inner tube underneath of it, just for a little bit of extra support. I really don't like this. I'll have to put some padding around it. You see how it kind of got into that a little bit? It sits a little different in the water than it does on solid ground. It tends to go down just a little bit more. But with that being said, once the sun hits these pontoons, they tend to inflate more. And then when it gets cold or it hits the cooler water, a little bit of air goes out of them. So I think I'm just going to float one of the inner tubes. Well, I know I am. If I have the inner tube underneath, I think that will lift that metal bracket like that all the time up, and I won't ever let it go down. There's an airport over here. You can see him coming in right over here. The airport's right back there, the runway. You can see him sometimes coming right up here, making their elevation. Or when they're coming down, you can see him dropping right down into there. It's pretty neat to just stand over here sometimes and watch them. Well, it's cooling off here a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty hot right now. I just carried the pumps up and stuff. Had the dredge down in the water and was testing everything out. I didn't fire it up, but I do feel pretty good about my balance point now. I know where I need to mount the motors at, or the pumps. Same difference. As far forward as you can, that's the best place to put them here. Seems to be where it's the most level. Now, all I have to do is I need to build a bracket for the jet right here. Well, I've decided against building the bracket here. I got looking at a few different ideas. I thought about taking this and bolting it down right here and there, and then doing one of these numbers, coming over at an angle, vice versa over here. I think this acts as a pretty good bracket right here. The frame, of course, it's not touching right now, but when it gets off the ground, I was back here lifting it up a little bit. See, it's touching now. That really takes a lot of the weight. I mean, that holds the weight from here to here, and then from here to here. It's pressing down on the frame, and it doesn't seem to be sagging. I mean, it seems to be firm, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I think that will work just fine. Well, the next thing to do is I got to get some hardware for the bolts still. I still need to, I thought I had all the bolts and nuts that I needed, but nope. I got to go back to the store and pick up some more. So, got to get some more hardware. Some hardware for here. And then I decided I'm going to go ahead and cut out these 3 riffles right here. Blade's not very sharp. Well, it's not perfect, but it will work. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. That's going to sit in there just like that. That will sit in here just... Of course, those got bent a little bit in between the cutting stages. No big deal. We'll get that straightened out with a bolt. This will sit right here. And that will bolt right there. So that's why I cut out those riffles right there, because, well, the classifier tray goes on the top, but I want all the material on the bottom. I don't want it going through the riffles on the start. I want it just to flush all the way across the box, and then I want it to start going through the riffles. This stuff will catch gold right here. That's the whole purpose of it, just to be able to look in the box. And because once the gold gets in here, usually you can't see it. I mean, you can see specks of it. Well, if you're in good gold, you start digging out the chunkers. I've done that before, and that's nice. But a lot of the times, you don't see the gold in here. You can look in the top of the box, though, and you can see what you're getting, and it gives you an idea for what type of material in. And that's how it goes, something like that. Alright. I think that will work. Alright guys, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Probably about 7 times so far, and I keep picking the camera up and making more recordings. But, alright, from here I am going to clean up camp. I've got pretty much everything done on the dredge so far that I can do without getting a few more nuts and bolts. I really don't need that many more nuts and bolts. I just need to get bolts to bolt down the engine for over here. I need some bolts and nuts for the sluice box to hold down the riffle tray. Need to get some wing nuts for this. I'm gonna try to clean out the van. I've rearranged the van so many different ways now the last couple weeks. It's really not even funny. Not funny at all. But that's what I've done. Alright guys, I've said it enough now, but I think this is where I'm going to end the video this time. I'll holler at you later. I'm going to clean up camp around here today and keep organizing tools around. I think tomorrow I'm going to run the Boise and pick up the last remaining parts I'm going to need for this thing, as far as everything that I have besides the Keen parts that are coming in the mail. And alright guys, I'll talk at you later, and thanks for watching.